Hi everybody, I'm Miguel Sanchez, and welcome to episode 23 of Movie History, Walt Disney Animation Studios. I know, you waited forever for that episode to come out. It took me forever for the video to come out. Yeah, well, when was our last episode? It was 2 weeks ago, and now we're back and ready to bring another one for you guys. So yay, thank you so much for your patience, and thank you for your understanding. We're back and ready to bring another episode of Movie History, Walt Disney Animation Studios for you guys and girls today. And in today's episode, we're off to the rescue because we're about to meet a pair of mice who you may never know who they are, but they are indeed heroic in every which way. So, thank you for coming and welcome to Movie History, Walt Disney Animation Studios. We're on episode 23, and today the movie is The Rescuers. I'm gonna say it's definitely the wait. I've just gotta know. What you're about to see, it's totally unreal, and you have seen episode 22. Our last episode was about the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Watch it right now. In fact, it has the shortest run time. Yeah, so that's why time of recording is the shortest run time. We're coming in at 12 minutes and 32 seconds. So that was a very short video, but please watch it now. I'll put a link up there at the top right corner of the screen. Go check out the video and see for yourself. For now, though, shall we get started? Yes, we can. Here we go. So about the movie. The Rescuers is a 1977 American animated adventure comedy drama and film produced by Walt Disney Productions and released by Buena Vista Distribution, the 23rd Disney animated feature film. The film is about the Rescue Aid Society, an international mouse organization headquartered in New York City and shadowing the United Nations, dedicated to helping the abduction victims around the world at large. Two of these mice, the Jerry janitor Bernard, voiced by Bob Newhart, and his co-agent, the elegant Miss Bianca, voiced by Ava Gabor, set out to rescue Penny, voiced by Michelle Stacy, an orphan girl being held prisoner in the Devil's Bayou by treasure huntress Madame Medusa, voiced by Geraldine Page. The film is based on a series of books by Marguerite Sharp, most notably The Rescuers from 1959 and Miss Bianca from 1962. The Rescuers entered development in 1962, but was shelved due to Walt Disney's dislike of the project's political overtones. During the 1970s, the film was revived as a project for the younger animators, but it was taken over by the senior animation staff following the release of Robin Hood from 1973. That already discussed on episode 31, so have seen it, watch it now. Episode 21, so have seen it, watch it now. The Rescuers was released on June 22nd, 1977 to positive critical reception and became a box office success. The film was also successful throughout the world, including France and West Germany. Due to the film's success, a sequel titled The Rescuers Down Under was released in 1990, which made this film the first Disney animated film to have a sequel. And I'll talk about that in a future episode of this series, so keep your eyes peeled for it when it comes out. We got to the stats here. For the movie stats, directed by Wolfgang Reitman and John Lasberry and Art Stevens, produced by Wolfgang Reitman and R.W. Miller, story by Larry Clemens, Vance Gary, Ken Anderson, Frank Thomas, Bernie Madison, Fred Lucky, Dick Sebast, David McKerner, and Tara Berman, based on The Rescuers and Miss Bianca by Marguerite Sharp, starring Bob Newhart, Ava Gabor, Joe Flynn, and Geraldine Page. Music by R.T. Butler, edited by Jim Clifford and James Melton. Production company Walt Disney Productions, distributed by Buena Vista Distribution. Release date June 22nd, 1977. Running time is 77 minutes. Country is United States. Language is English. Budget is $7.5 million, and the box office $169 million. So yeah, let's get to the plot for the movie, and it's a long one. Okay, you guys, it's gonna be a long, tough one. So here we go. Let's get into the plot. Here we go. In an abandoned river boat in Devil's Bayou, Louisiana, a young orphan named Penny drops a message in the bottle containing a plea for help into the river. The bottle washes up in New York City, where it is found by the Rescue Aid Society, an international mouse organization inside the United Nations. The Hungarian representative, Miss Bianca, volunteers to accept the case and chooses Bernard, a stammering janitor, as her co-agent. The two visit Morningside Orphanage, where Penny lived, and meet an old cat named Rufus. He tells them about a woman named Madame Medusa, who once tried to lure Penny into her car, and may have succeeded in abducting Penny this time. The mice travel to Medusa's pawn shop, where they discover that she and her partner, Mr. Snoops, are on a quest to find the world's largest diamond, the Devil's Eye. the mice learn that Medusa and Mr. Soups are currently at the Devil's Bayou with Penny, whom they have indeed kidnapped and placed under the guard of the two trained crocodiles, Brutus and Nero. With the help of an albatross named Orville and a dragonfly named Evinrude, the mice followed Medusa to the bayou. There, they learn about that Medusa plans to force Penny into enter a small hole that leads down into a pirate's cave where the Devil's Eye is located. Bernard and Bianca find Penny and devise a plan of escape. They send Evinrude to alert the animals, to alert the local animals, who loathe Medusa, but Evinrude is delayed when he is forced to take shelter and to form a flock of bats. The following morning, Medusa and Mr. Soups send Penny down into the cave to find the gem. Unbeknownst to Medusa, Bianca and Bernard are hiding in Penny's skirt pocket. The three soon find the Devil's Eye with a pirate skull. As Penny prides the mouth open with a sword, the mice push it out from within. But soon the oceanic tide rises and floods the cave. The three barely manage to retrieve the diamond and escape. Medusa breaks her promise to Mr. Soups that he can have half the diamond and hides in Penny's teddy bear while holding Penny and Mr. Soups at gunpoint. When she trips over a keyhole set as a trap by Bernard and Bianca, Medusa loses the bear and the diamond to Penny, who runs away with them. The local animals arrive at the riverboat and aid Bernard and Bianca in trapping Brutus and Nero, then set off Mr. Snoop's fireworks to create more chaos. Meanwhile, Penny and the mice commandeer Medusa's squabmobile, a makeshift autoboat. Medusa unsuccessfully pursues them, using Brutus and Nero as water skis, and is left clinging to the boat. Smoke stacks as Mr. Soups escapes on a raft and laughs at her, while the irritated Brutus and Nero turn on her and circle below. Okay, I love it. It's good. Man, I love it. Alright, back in New York City, the rescue aide watches a news report of how Penny found the Devil's Eye, which has been given to the Smithsonian Institution, while it is implied that Medusa and Mr. Soups have been arrested and imprisoned for their crimes, and how she has adopted. The meeting is interrupted when Evinrude arrives with a call for help, setting Bernard and Bianca on a new adventure. So yes, that's everything you need to know. That's it, guys. Just as I expected, I'm okay with that. Moving on to the cast. Another big one, guys. It's gonna be a long list. So get ready, guys. It's gonna be a long one. Here we go. There we go. Bob Newhart as Bernard, Rescue Aid Society's timid janitor, who reluctantly tags along with Miss Bianca on her journey to the Devil's Bayou to rescue Penny. He is highly superstitious about the number 13 and dislikes flying, the latter being a personality trait of Newhart. Eva Gilmore as Miss Bianca, the Hungarian representative of the Rescue Aid Society. She is sophisticated and adventurous, and fond of Bernard, choosing him as her co-agent as she sets off to rescue Penny. Her Hungarian nationality was derived from that of her voice actress. Alright now, Jardine Page as Madame Medusa, a greedy, red-headed, wicked pawn shop owner. Upon discovering the Devil's Eye hidden in a blowhole, she kidnaps the smallest orphan, Penny, to retrieve it from her, as Penny is the only one small enough to fit in it. In the end, she is thwarted and presumably eaten by her two crocodiles, Brutus and Nero. Oh boy, I didn't like that, but yeah, I know. Never underestimate with the way bad Medusa. Because if you're not familiar with me, then you thought wrong. Moving on. Alright, moving on. Michelle Stacy as Penny, a lonely 6-year-old orphan girl residing at Morningside Orphanage in New York City. She's kidnapped by Medusa in an attempt to retrieve the world's largest diamond, the Devil's Eye. Joe Flynn as Mr. Snoops, Medusa's clumpy and incompetent business partner, who obeys his boss's orders to steal the Devil's Eye in exchange for half of it. Upon being betrayed by Medusa, however, he turns on her and flees by raft, laughing at her. This was Flynn's final role before his death in 1974. Oh, poor Flynn. Poor Joe Flynn. We're gonna miss my friend. Jim Jordan as Orville, named after Orville Wright of the Wright brothers, the inventors of the airplane, most likely influenced from Bob Newhart's stand-up comedy sketch, merchandising the Wright brothers. So yeah, Orville is an albatross who gives Bernard and Bianca a ride to Devil's Bayou. Jordan, 8 years old by the time the film was completed, had been lured out of retirement and had not performed since the death of his wife and comic partner Marianne in 1961. It would serve as Jordan's last public performance. Oh, that's sad. Moving on. John McIntyre as Rufus, an elderly cat who resides at Morningside Orphanage and comforts Penny when she is sad. Although his time on screen is rather brief, he provides the film's most important theme, faith. He was designed by animator Ollie Johnston, who retired after the film following a 4-year career with Disney. That's sad. Yeah. Good luck in your next career, Ollie. We got Jeanette Nolan as Ellie Mae and Pat Buttram as Luke, two muskrats who reside in a southern-style home on a patch of land in Devil's Bayou. Luke drinks very strong homemade liquor, which is used to help Bernard and Emerald regain energy when they need it. Its most important usage is for fuel for powering Medusa's swapmobile in the film's climax. Whew, man, what a day. James McDonald as Emerald, named after a brand of outdoor motors. A dragonfly who mans a leaf across the Devil's Bayou, giving Bernard and Miss Bianca a ride across the swamp waters. Bernard Fox as Mr. Chairman, the chairman to the Rescue Aid Society. George Lindsay as Deadeye, a fisher rabbit who is one of Luke and Ellie Mae's friends. I know. This is good. Larry Clements as Gramps, a grumpy yet kind old turtle who carries a brown cane. That's good. Dub Taylor as Digger, a mole. John Fiedler as Deacon Owl. Shelby Flint as Singer and Bottle, and Bill McKinnon as TV announcer. Whew, that was a long one, my friends. But now we move on to the production. Another big one. We have another big one coming up right now in the production, so here we go, my friends. In 1962, the film began development with the initial treatment developed from the first book centering on a poet held captive by the totalitarian government in the Siberia-like stronghold. However, as the story grew overly involved with the international intrigue, Walt Disney shelved the project as he was unhappy with the political overtones. The project was revived in the early 1970s as a project for the young animators, led by Don Bluth, as the studio would alternate between the full scale A pictures and smaller scaled back B pictures with simpler animation. The animators had selected the most recent book, Miss Bianca in the Antarctic, with his story focusing on a captured polar bear forced into performing in the shows, causing the unsatisfied bear to place a bottle that would reach the mice. Yeah, right. Jazz singer Louis Prima was to voice the character named Louis the Bear, and this version was to feature 6 songs sung by Prima, written by Floyd Huddleston. In February 1974, Huddleston had also detailed that comedian Red Fox had been cast as a line. However, in 1975, following headaches and episodes of memory loss, Prima discovered that he had a stem brain tumor, and the project was scrapped. Meanwhile, the A crew had finished work on Robin Hood for 1973 and was set to begin production on an adaptation of Paul Gallico's book titled Scruffy under the direction of Ken Anderson. Its story The story concerned the monkeys of Gibraltar under World War II that it would be threatened by the Nazi Party's attempt to capture them from the British Empire King during World War II. When the time had come to greenlight one of the two projects, the studio leaders eventually decided to go for the rescuers. Sub-published source. Okay. When Scruffy was shelved, the veteran team turned the project into a more traditional full-scale production, ultimately dropping the artistic setting of the story, with veteran Disney writer Fred Lucky stating, "I was too stark a background for the animators. It was too stark a background for the animators." I know. Cruella de Vil, the villainess from 101 Dalmatians, released in 1961, was originally considered to be the main antagonist of the film, but veteran Disney animator Ollie Johnson stated it felt wrong. It felt wrong to attempt a sequel, and the idea was dropped. Oh no, the idea was dropped. Ooh, you haven't seen episode? Yeah, it was on episode 17 of the series. Please go watch right now. Yeah, 101 Dalmatians, episode 17. Please watch it now. Instead, she was replaced by a retouched version of the Diamond Duchess in Miss Bianca. The motive to steal a diamond originated in Marguerite Sharp's 1959 novel Miss Bianca. Her appearance was based on animator Mitt Call's then wife Phyllis Bounds, who was the niece of Lillian Disney, whom he did not particularly like. This was Call's last film for the studio, and he wanted his film to. And he wanted his final character to be his best. He was so insistent on perfecting Madame Medusa that he ended up doing almost all the animation for the character himself. Penny was inspired by Patience, the orphan in the novel, for the compliances. The filmmakers adopted the character Mandrake into Mr. Stoops, and his appearance was caricatured from animation historian John Culhane. Culhane claims he was practically tricked into posing for various reactions. His movements were intimidated on Mr. Stoops' paint model's shirt. He has stated, "Becoming a Disney character was beyond my imagination. Becoming a Disney character was beyond my wildest dreams of glory." Brutus and Nero are based on the two bloodhounds, Tyrant and Torment, in the novels. The writers have considered developing Bernard and Bianca into married professional detectives, though they decided that leaving the characters as unmarried novices was more romantic. For the supporting characters, a pie-sized swapmobile for the mice, a leap powered by a dragonfly, was created. As they developed the common comedic potential of displaying his exhaustion through buzzing, the dragonfly grew from an incidental into a major character. Veteran sound effects artist and voice talent Jimmy McDonald came out of retirement to provide the effects. Also, the local swap creatures were originally written as a dedicated home guard that drilled and marched incessantly. However, the writers evolved them into a volunteer group of the helpful little bayou creatures. Their leader, the singing bullfrog voiced by Phil Harris, was deleted from the film. A pigeon was originally proposed to be the transportation for Bernard and Bianca, until Ollie Johnson remembered a True Life Adventures episode that showed the albatrosses and the clumsy takeoffs, landings, and suggested the ungainly bird instead. Whew. Wow, that's a whole lot of information. I can't believe it, guys. That's a whole lot. Moving on. Disney Animation. Ever since 101 Dalmatians for 1961, animation for theatrical Disney animated films was done by a xerography, which had only been able to produce black outlines, but had been improved for the cell artists to use a medium gray toner in order to create a softer looking tune. At the end of production, it marked the last joint efforts effort by veterans Milt Kahl, Ollie Johnson, and Frank Thomas. And the first Disney film worked on by Don Bluth as directing animator instead of assistant animator. The other animators who stepped up during production were Glenn Keane, Ron Clements, and Andy Gaskill, who would all play an important role in the Disney Renaissance. My kids. Alright, in the music, the songwriting team of Carol Connors and Alan Robbins first met in 1973 on a double date. Connors had earlier composed and sang successful songs such as To Know Him Is to Love Him and Hey Little Cobra with the Teddy Bears. Meanwhile, Robin worked as a personal secretary to actors George Kennedy and Eva Gabor and wrote and published poetry. On their first collaboration, they composed 11 songs for a Christmas show for an unproduced animated film. In spite of this, they were offered an interview from Walt Disney Productions to compose songs for the Rescuers, describing their collaborative process. Robbins said, Robbins noted, describing their collaborative process, Robbins noted, Carol plays the piano and I play the pencil. Additionally, Connors and Robbins collaborated with composer Sammy Faye on the song Someone's Waiting for You. Most of the songs they wrote for the film were performed by Shelby Flint. Also, notably for the first time since Bambi, released in 1942, all the most significant films were sung as part of a narrative, as opposed to by Disney music. Whoa, this is amazing, I gotta say. Pinocchio on episode 2, no, Bambi was on episode 4, no, Bambi was on episode 5, so I haven't seen it yet, please watch right now. Yeah.
Dinner's ready.
Almost ready.
Dinner's ready.
Thank you. Yeah. Dinner's ready, my friends. I better step aside. I will continue this. After I eat my dinner, so hang on tight, guys. We'll be right back. Alright, welcome back, people. Now that I finished my dinner, my dinner is finally eaten, and now I can finally resume our career, and we can take a look, and now we can resume our look back at the Rescuers. So finishing up where we left off, let's move on to the chart listing, starting with number, title, and writer, and then performers. So here we go. Number 1, The Journey, written by Carol Connors and A. Robbins, performed by Shelby Flint. Number 2, Rescue Aid Society, written by Carol Connors and A. Robbins, performed by Robbie Lester, Bob Newhart, Bernard Fox, and the Disney Studio Chorus, all which have been Robbie, Bob, and Bernard have all been uncredited. They didn't make it into the credits. Sorry, people. Tomorrow Another Day. Number 3, Tomorrow's Another Day, written by Carol Connors and A. Robbins, performed by Shelby Flint. Yeah, the rest of them are performed by Shelby Flint. Number 4, Someone's Waiting for You, written by Carol Connors, A. Robbins, and Sammy Faye, and performed by Shelby Flint. And Tomorrow's Another Day, reprised by written by Carol Connors, and A. Robbins, performed by Shelby Flint. So yeah, that's it. Now for the songs heard in the film but not released, Fate is a blooper. Although not an actual song, it is a poem recited by Rufus and partially by Penny in a flashback the old cat has to when he last saw the small orphan girl and comforted her through the poem about having faith. The titular blooper that appears in this sequence originally appeared in Alice in Wonderland, released in 1951. That was the movie that I talked about on episode 13 of the series, so if you haven't seen it yet, watch it right now. The U.S. Air Force serves as the leitmotif for Orville. For Pennies, a Johnny Goodfellow, sung by the orphan children at the end of the film, as a variation of the song for He's a Johnny Goodfellow. Whew, man, that's good. Now on to release. During the film's initial theatrical run, the film was released as a double feature with the live-action nature documentary film A Tale of Two Winners. On December 16, 1983, The Rescuers was re-released in theaters, accompanied with the new Mickey Mouse featurette, Mickey's Christmas Carol, which marked the character's first theatrical appearance after a 30-year absence. In anticipation of its upcoming theatrical re-release scheduled sequel, in 1990, The Rescuers Down Under, The Rescuers saw another successful theatrical run on March 17, 1989. Woo! That was a long one. Moving on to marketing. Another big one. Here we go, guys. To tie in with the film's 25th anniversary, The Rescuers debuted in the Walt Disney Classics Collection in Walt Disney Classic Collection line in 2002, with 3 different figures featuring 3 of the film's biggest stars, as well as the opening title scroll. With the 3 figures were sculpted by Dusty Horner, and they were Bray Bianca, featuring Miss Bianca, the heroine, and priced at $75. Bull Bernard, featuring Hero Bernard, priced at also at $75. And Evan Rude Base, featuring Evan Rude, the Dragonfly, and priced at $85. The title scroll featuring the film's name, The Rescuers, and from the opening song sequence, The Journey, was priced at $30. All figures were retired in March 2005, except for the opening title scroll, which was suspended in December 2012. Oh, great! Forgot to take off the little bracket here, but yeah, that's okay. A little bit of error here, but that's okay. Tiny, slight error. That's okay. The Rescuers was the inspiration for another Walt Disney Classics collection figure in 2003. Ken Moulton was the sculptor. Was the sculptor of Teddy Goes With Me, My Dear. A limited edition 8-inch sculpture featuring the evil Madame Medusa, the orphan girl Penny, her teddy bear Teddy, and the Devil's Eye Diamond. Exactly 1,977 of these sculptures were made, in reference to the film's release year, 1977. The sculpture was priced at $299 and is declared retired in 2003. In November 2008, a sixth sculpture inspired by the film was released. Made with pewter and resin, cleared for takeoff, introduced the character of Orville into the collection and featured Bernard and Bianca a second time. The piece, inspired by Orville's takeoff scene in the film, was sculpted by Rupert Procopio. Whew, that was good. Sorry for the little bracket at the end of 2012, but that's okay. Little error here. Yeah, moving on. Moving to home media, The Rescuers premiered on VHS and Laserdisc on September 8th, 1992, as part of the Walt Disney Classics series. The release went to moratorium on April 30th, 1993. It was re-released on VHS as part of the Walt Disney Masterpiece Collection on January 5th, 1999, but was recalled 3 days later as reissued on March 23rd, 1999. See, Nudity Scandal. The Rescuers was released on DVD on May 28, 2003 as a standard edition, which was discontinued in November 2011. On August 21st, 2012, a 35th anniversary edition of The Rescuers was released on Blu-ray alongside its sequel in a 2-movie collection. Whew. Nudity Scandal. Can we get to that? Yes, we can. Let's go to the Nudity Scandal. No. On January 8th, 1999, 3 days after the film's second release on home video, the Walt Disney Company announced a recall of about 3.4 million copies of the videotapes because there was an objectionable image of one of the film's backgrounds. The image in question is a blurry image of a topless woman with breasts and nipples showing. The image appears twice in non-consecutive frames during the scene in which Miss Bianca and Bernard are flying on Orville's back through New York City. The two images could not be seen in ordinary viewing because the film runs too fast at 24 frames per second. On January 10, 1999, 2 days after the recall was announced, the London newspaper The Independent reported a Disney spokeswoman said that images in The Rescuers were placed in the film during post-production, but she declined to say what they were or who placed them. The company said the aim of the recall was to keep its promise to families that they could trust and rely on the Disney brand to provide the best in family entertainment. The Rescuers home video was reissued on March 23rd, 1999, with the inappropriate nudity edited and blocked out. Whew! There you go. Now that's more like it. Moving on to reception, starting with box office. The Rescuers was successful upon its original theatrical release, earning worldwide gross rentals of $48 million at the box office. During its initial release in France, it grossed out Star Wars from 1977, receiving admissions of $7.2 million. The film also became the highest grossing film in West Germany at the time, with admissions of $9.7 million. By the end of its theatrical run, the distributor rentals amounted to $19 million in the United States and Canada, while its international rentals totaled $41 million. The Rescuers was re-released in 1983, in which it grossed $21 million domestically. The film was again re-released in 1989 and grossed $21.2 million domestically. In its total lifetime domestic gross, the film has grossed $72.1 million, and its total lifetime worldwide gross is $169 million. Now that's a lot. Move on to reception. Move on to same reception. We got a critical reaction. It's another long one, guys. Get ready. Here goes something. The Rescuers was said to be Disney's greatest film since Mary Poppins for 1964, and seemed to signal a new golden age for Disney animation. Charles Chamberlain of the Los Angeles Times praised the film as the best feature-length animated film for Disney in a decade or more. The funniest, most inventive, the least self-conscious, the most coherent, and moving from start to finish, and probably most important of all, it is also the most touching in that unique way fantasy has carrying vibrations of real life and real feelings. Variety wrote that the film was the best work by Disney animators in many years, restoring the craft to its former glories. In addition, it has more adventurous approach to color and background stylization than previous Disney efforts have displayed, with a delicate pastel palette used to wide-ranging effect. Vincent Canby of the New York Times wrote that the film doesn't belong in the same category as the great Disney cartoon features Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Bambi, Fantasia, episodes 1, 4, and 3 respectively, but it's a reminder of a kind of slickly cheerful animated entertainment that has become all but extinct. Gene Siskel, reviewing the film for the Chicago Times, for the Chicago Tribune, gave the film 2.5 stars out of 4, writing to see any Disney animated film these days is to compare it with the Disney classics released 30 to 40 years ago. Judged against Pinocchio, for example, The Rescuers is lightweight. Indeed, its themes are forgettable. It's mostly an adventure story. TV Guide gave the film 3 stars out of 5, opinion that The Rescuers is a beautifully animated film that showed Disney still knew a lot about making quality children's fare, even as their track record was weakening. They also praised the voice for acting of the characters, and stated that the film is a delight for children as well as adults who appreciate good animation and brisk storytelling. Ellie McKay of Common Sense Media gave the film 4 out of 5 stars. Writing great adventure, but too dark for preschoolers. Yes, I know. In his book, The Disney Films, film historian Leonard Maltin refers to The Rescuers as a breath of fresh air for everyone who had been concerned about the future of animation at Walt Disney's. Praises its humor and imagination, and that it is expertly woven into a solid story structure. 3 question marks between 3 dots between 2 black brackets. With a delightful cast of characters. Finally, he declares the film the most satisfying animated feature to come from the studio since 101 Dalmatians. He also briefly mentions the ease with which the film surpassed other animated films of its time. The film's own animators, Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnson, stated on their website that the Rescuers have been their return to a film with heart, and also considered it their best film without Walt Disney. The review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes reported that the film received an 81% approval rating with an average rating of 6.46 out of 10. Yeah, 6.46 out of 10 based on 31 reviews. The website's consensus states that featuring superlative animation, off-kilter characters, and affectionate voice work by Bob Newhart and Ava Gabor, The Rescuers represents a bright spot in Disney's post-Golden Age. Jack Shaheen, in his study of Hollywood portrayals and stereotypes of Arabs, noted the inclusion of delegates from Arab countries in the Rescue Aid Society. Whew. Yeah, I know it's a lot. I know. We want to say, closing out the reception section with accolades. The Rescuers was nominated in 1978 for an Academy Award for the song "Someone's Waiting for You" at the 50th Academy Awards. The song lost to "You Light Up My Life" from the film with the same name. I know, you lied my life for the film of 78. In 2008, the American Film Institute nominated The Rescuers for its top 10 animated films list. That's good. And finally, to close out this episode, we have the sequel. The Rescuers was the first Disney animated film to have a sequel. After 3 successful theatrical releases of the original film, The Rescuers Down Under was released theatrically on November 16, 1990. The Rescuers Down Under takes place in the Australian outback and involves Bernard Bianca trying to rescue a boy named Cody and a giant golden eagle called Marahoot from a greedy poacher named Percival B. C. McLeish. Percival C. McLeish. Both Bob Newhart and Eva Gabor reprised their lead roles. Since Jim Jordan, who had voiced Orville, has since died, a new character, Wilbur, Orville's brother, another albatross, was created and voiced by John Candy. I know. So goodbye, Orville. Hello, Wilbur. Again, I'll talk about The Rescuers on other future episodes, so keep asking me for it. But with that, guys, we're done. That's the end of The Rescuers. Yay! Finals ring for the movie. Yes, The Rescuers, 35th anniversary edition. Yes, 35th anniversary edition. If you want to take a look at the film that all the heart you need to know, that is a film you need to go check out right now because it is the bomb.com. And so thus, on scale of 10, I'm rating The Rescuers with a score of 8 out of 10. Great! A very great character, a great movie. Anyone can watch it. It's definitely one of the best. Go check it out right now. The movie is yours to watch. Whew! I'm so proud. I'm so glad you chose to be with me. But yeah, that's my personal conservative opinion. Please feel free to agree or disagree with any of those opinions. You can leave them right down below in the comment section below. With that being said, we're done. Thanks for watching another episode of Movie History Walt Disney Animation Studios. Now I gotta get ready because the Moshi Mashup League is coming up soon. Season 1, day 23 is on the way, so be on the lookout for that coming soon. But don't go anywhere because we're about to close out the day with Moshi Monsters Biography episode 463, where it's gonna be about Wally Warp Speed. So be on the lookout for that coming your way very soon. Whew. And I've never published a video over on my second channel for more than a month, but now I can finally change that sooner enough because it might happen this week, so be on the lookout for that. Also, tomorrow on Logo History, episode 390 will be about Sony, so be on the lookout for that. And thanks all. And episode 35 of Logo History 2 will be about Sri Lankan Airlines, Luca, ZTE, Rooster Teeth Productions, Aston Martin, Sky Cinema, Sky Sports F1, and Sky Sports Golf. Be on the lookout for episode 35 coming your way very, very soon. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching today. I'm Miguel Sanchez. You be yourself, and I will see you next time on Movie History, Walt Disney Animation Studios. Join me next time for episode 24 as we take a look at The Fox and the Hound. That's right, we close out the 1970s with The Fox and the Hound, the final movie to be released in the 1970s. So that's why for us, we close out the decade tomorrow with, or should I say next time? That's why we close out the decade next time with episode 24, where we'll be about The Fox and the Hound. To be on the lookout for that coming your way very soon. But we'll see how Moshi Monsters Biography later on today as we take a look at Wally Warp Speed. Until then, I'm Miguel Sanchez. Please remember to leave a like, share this video with friends, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, turn on notifications to not miss a new video. Please subscribe to notifications on so not miss a new video from me as we're on the road to 1,100 subscribers. You are the best. Thank you for watching. We already passed the 1,000 subscriber mark. So, from my heart to yours, thanks for watching. I'm Miguel Sanchez, and I'll speak to you guys again next time. God bless. Happy gaming. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Miguel Sanchez signing off for Movie History, Walt Disney Animation Studios. Have a great day. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, favorite, subscribe. I'll see you in another video. Laters!